So let's talk about sex. No, no, no. No, I don't want this channel to be canceled. Let's talk about sextortion cyber scams. These are incredibly disgusting types of scams that you'll see out there. And one today, I'm going to show you an email, which is actually somewhat funny, but in a lot of cases, this is not, right? This is where cyber criminals will try to use threats and coercive tactics to either pretend that they have, or in some rare cases do, have compromising material on you, either to get more compromising material or to get you to cough up some money and help them out. Again, it's a very despicable practice, and I want to take it apart today so we can just address it head on. So before I continue on, I do have a couple books out there, and I'm writing several more that are coming out in 2025. I'm hoping to have at least double this number by the end of next year. If you have ideas for books or ideas that you think you'd like me to include in a book or something of nature, please let me know. Also, if you could help me out by going to Amazon and just clicking follow on my page. You don't have to buy anything, but it does help out the algorithm. I am really happy to announce this book, though. I've been working on it for about a year with a great woman in Indonesia named Anik Mentari, who's a fantastic illustrator. I wrote this book in response to the death of my service dog last year, who I had for 12 years, and his name was Darwin, and he meant just the world to me. And I'm still sad that he's gone. But what I decided to do is I wanted to create something in his legacy. So all the proceeds of this book, whatever there are, will be donated to a group called the Beagle Freedom Project. And what the Beagle Freedom Project does is they rescue dogs, especially beagles, who are used in medical research around the country. It is a completely unnecessary and despicable practice to be done on anything. These are dogs who are raised in cages and have never even seen the outside of a building. And sometimes they die or hurt in horrible ways under unnecessary medical testing. So if you get a chance, even if you don't buy the book, go to bfp.org, donate when you can, and please support their events by going out and offering to home or to adopt a beagle that they rescue. So thanks in advance for anything that you can do to that or the project. So this is part of a series that I do called Cyber Hygiene. And cyber hygiene is something that I want to encourage everybody to do so that you learn how to take care of yourself, and then you can turn around and give other people actual, advice that they can act on and use in their daily life. Cyber hygiene it's not about not making mistakes. It's about learning from them and helping other people learn from them so that they can maybe prevent what you had to go through. It's my way to pass it on. So today we're talking about sextortion, right? And so sextortion is a type of cyber extortion that involves threats to reveal compromising information. Now, this has taken many different forms over the years, right? Especially with young children, where they threaten to give out, they claim that they have their videos or something or their pictures, and that they're going to give them out unless they give them other information. So before we even begin, make sure that the first people you talk to about this are your kids, right? Or anyone else who needs to know this. These are always fake claims, right? And we'll talk about what to do if you receive any of these claims, or if anyone in your family receives these claims. But they are nothing more than a threat, a very nasty, coercive threat by a criminal, right? Not a person, by a criminal out there who's committing a felony just by doing it. And they're always going to demand something. Now, and what I'm going to show you today is an email of sextortion, is a cryptocurrency kind of extortion. But they have also in the past, done several types of different scams that you can go read up on there. That wasn't just money, and some very disgusting type of activities. So how does it work? They use very manipulative tactics, right? They know which buttons to push on some people, and especially if people may be more susceptible to this, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute, who may fear that this is actually going to happen, right? The claims are always false. They don't have any material, and I'll talk to you about it in a minute, especially the mass distribution, but these are spray and pray kind of tactics. They're sending them out to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, hoping that at least, a small percentage of that will pay off, which is still an incredible amount of money. And yes, it does pay off for them, because there are people who fall for this, right? Who have not had this kind of training or education. And again, you're going to pay them usually in something like the one we're talking about today, in cryptocurrency, which you're never getting back. There's no way to trace it. So this is an email I got just today, and I thought it was fantastic, which is what the genesis of this video was, because I wanted to talk about it, because I maybe am a weirdo, but I love getting phishing emails, especially when they're like this, because I mean, I know it to be false and I want to make sure other people know this is false. And as we go through this, feel free to laugh with me as we talk about what this person sent me. So my favorite part is, hello, pervert. Well, they kind of dialed me in on that one, I guess. I've sent this message from your Microsoft account. No, they didn't. But in the from up there, which I blocked out, is my personal Microsoft account. Now that is an easy kind of spoof that they do out there. It does not mean that they send it from your account or any of that nature. It's a way that scammers send emails to hide the from part of it so you can't reply or you couldn't reply anyway. But again, it's just something to shock you, to make you start to believe that everything they're going to start to tell you is plausible. Have you heard of Pegasus? Okay, I guess not the Clash of the Titans Pegasus, but yes, Pegasus. This is a spyware program that installs on computers and smartphones. Well, actually, it's not. And again, this is another type of scam where they're going to use something that you can Google. And of course, you'll see the first couple of headlines are going to be, oh my goodness, Pegasus is spyware. And it is. Pegasus is spyware that was created by an Israeli company that's been used in some very kind of shady operations over the past couple of years, especially with journalists and other people of that nature. Now, here's the catch though. Pegasus only works on phones, on Android and iPhones, supposedly, although I don't have much personal information about Pegasus itself. But again, they're using something that sounds plausible to start to get you to believe this. And looking at this email, I'm going to be honest with you, this is one, well-crafted English, but two, it's also very well crafted in the way it psychologically manipulates you. I doubt you'd want your friends, family, and coworkers to know about it. So some people may get this and actually be worried about something, but for the most part, 99% of us are not. So sure, tell everybody you sent me a fake email, and especially with some of the nasty language that's in here, and we'll all get a laugh out of it. But again, they're trying to get you to fear what they're going to do here, right? And if you fear the possibility of these things happening, then paying is just something that you'll do, right? In all types of scams, they try to elevate your emotional state so that you make poor decisions. Now, I was in the Army for 22 years. I've learned over the years how to make decisions, and good and bad ones, but I've learned how to make decisions in emotional situations when fear is definitely one of those things that I had to deal with, right? Me and of course every other soldier and sailor and service member out there. But that's what they're trying to do. And they know that if they get this type of pretexting, if they get you scared and your emotions riled up, that you'll make a bad decision. And they're hoping the bad decision will be to pay them here in a few minutes. I'm some kind of God who sees everything. Now that is really, that's I mean, this guy has watched way too many movies, or this gal has watched way too many movies, or this person, right? I just thought that was somewhat hilarious and over the top, right? Because he does go on to say God is merciful and forgiving, but my mercy is not free. Well, I guess in history that's always not been the case the other way either. But in this case, he's not a God, right? This is not a person. But that's honestly the icing of the cake for me, and it gets a giggle out of me every time I look at it. You're not. Transfer $1,500 to my Litecoin wallet. Well, hey, just let me go grab that out of petty cash real quick and maybe, take it out of the lunch money account or something. No, that's quite a bit of money. And of course, if you do transfer the money, this person's never going to know who it came from. They're just going to know that they got $1,500 because this is in no way connected to you. This is the exact same carbon copy email that the hundreds of thousands of other people got today as well. I will permanently delete all videos compromising you. Because if there's anybody in this world that you can trust, it's a scammer. It's a felon, right? Because you can totally trust them. I mean, mano y mano, they're not going to do anything else to you. No, let's be clear. If they had compromising information on you, you would become an ATM machine that would just continue to keep doling out money, and they would never get rid of that information. And you have absolutely no way to know if they did. That's why blackmail, you can never, and this is just, in life in general, blackmail stops immediately when you go to the police. Whatever is going on, it's still better to have that than what they're going to do to you as it goes forward. And in this case, they have nothing. This is the exact same text that they sent the hundreds of thousands of other people this morning when I got this email. I've sent it from your Microsoft account. You know, they're telling you again, just in case you didn't see it the first time, right? You know, like I guess you kind of missed that when they told you in the first part of the paragraph of the email. But hey, why not? We'll just throw it in there again. You know, you might have forgotten. Do not contact the police. Now, think about the logistics that would have to happen for them to know this, right? They would have to have someone watching your house because how are they going to know? You just walk out, get in a car, and drive down to the old police station. I mean, of course, again, but this is directed at a lot of low technology knowledgeable people, right? You know what I mean? Where they may see movies or things on TV and believe this is possible. No way is this possible. It would require some kind of physical surveillance of you that is not going to be at the level of a $1,500 sextortion scam. So of course, that's definitely not the truth. I hope this is the last time we hear from each other. Now, personally, I don't. I really like these emails. So I really kind of hope this guy keeps sending me more stuff that I can use in videos because I got a laugh out of this. I showed it to the wife. I sent it to a friend. We had a great time. And it's just a really funny, well-drafted email. So kudos to them. But no, please let me hear from you some more. I really need more videos. So come on, especially a new one next time. Now, what should you do? The first thing I want to tell you right now is be calm. Don't do anything. Nothing that comes on email or any of that thing, anything that comes over email, or it's not an immediate thing, right? The world will still revolve. The sun will come up tomorrow. Just walk out, get a coffee, whatever it is, come back to it later, right? And I'm just going to tell you, just in general, you get an angry email, you get something like that. Never reply automatically. Now, in this case, too, just relax. Of course, you know it's going to be fake because I'm telling you about that today. And again, you're going to tell other people's about that too. Never pay a blackmailer in this case. And in any case, it never gets better. They will only demand more, right? I would always encourage the check for compromise. Now, in this case, there was no script attached to it. There's nothing in here that's gonna compromise the computer. But in just general, you should always be worried about this and have a plan. I would encourage you to come to the monthly cyber safety training that we do, where I talk about how to quickly back up your computer with ways that you won't forget and how to prepare yourself. Because like I tell the people in those sessions and my students in general, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. We will all be scammed. And I have some great practices in there about managing your finances in a way that'll support you. And as well as, and I don't mean as like investing advice, like, no, but how to handle your account so that you don't lose everything when an attack happens. And some other great information that's part of that presentation. So I encourage you to go to the Calendly link and other stuff in there and sign up for it if you could. Report the scam. You definitely need to use the report function in your email. Be a good person about it, especially if you see it and report it, because unlike Microsoft in this case, which by the way, I love Microsoft, they do a really good job. I don't know how this even got to my email because this is very clearly a repeated scam that I've seen before. And I don't know how it actually slipped through. I mean, it was in my junk folder, to be fair, but it should have just been deleted. It shouldn't even made it to my junk folder. So feel free to report it when you see it, especially if you get this at work. If you get this at work, you do need to report it to your IT and your cybersecurity folks because their email system shouldn't have let this through. And there may be something they don't know, right? A lot of times in business, we rely on our users out there to be vigilant and to report stuff to us. And there's been some great examples of this that I share sometimes in the cyber safety webinar. And lastly, share this with other people. One of the great things I'd love to do is going out and talk to people. I do the webinars. I also love to go to schools and I love to tell kids about this because they believe, in a lot of cases, they'll believe this, right? They see it on TV, they see it in the movies, and they think that this kind of stuff can be done. And especially the more impressionable ones, get in grade school and middle school, I love to talk to them and get their feedback on these kind of things and kind of help them be more critical thinking when it comes to these kind of things. Emails are not the end of the world. TikTok's not the end of the world. Whatever happens, your parents can help you out, or someone, your teachers at school, or somebody can help them out. And it's always good to continue to remind them that they can do that. So I would really appreciate it if you get a chance to follow me on any of these. My LinkedIn, of course, 70,000 people plus. We have a great 20,000 person mailing list with new educational stuff that comes out every week. I have about 250,000, believe it or not, videos and photos on Flickr if you want to join me over there. I'm also posting new content all the time on my YouTube channel. I do occasionally post on X, not as much anymore. And I do have a website that's about to get redone with WordPress, but it's still kind of cool. I like it. jason-edwards.me. And if you do get a chance, please go to Amazon and just click follow. You don't have to buy anything, although I'd like it if you do. But again, just click follow on there. It would really help me out to up those numbers. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope you learned something from it. But the key thing here is not just to walk away from this, but to walk away from this and tell other people, or share this video, or share the link wherever you saw this on social media, and just be a good person out there, a good citizen, helping other people try to avoid these scams. So until we talk again, be safe, and I will see you next time.